So a couple of years ago, I finally collected enough pedals to necessitate the use of a pedal board. I didn't really want to go out and spend $200 just on the pedal board and then a power supply on top of that. So I did what any normal person would do. I went to IKEA, bought a $9 shelf, made my own. Here it is. I mean, it's ugly, it's wobbly, and it's dirty, but it did the trick. It lasted for a couple years. So now I've got my pedal board, and the question comes up of powering them. I find a T-Rex Fuel Tank Jr. on Reverb for $100. Works great. There's just one problem. It won't power my Canyon. This thing requires 150 milliamps. The fuel tank only outputs 100. So now I gotta use the included power supply on top of the power supply that I've got on my board. So I've got a mess of wires everywhere. But it's fine. And it worked quite well for a couple years. Fast forward to now, where I'm kind of getting fed up with it. I want a cleaner setup. My pedal board's a bit of a mess. Looks ugly. I gotta carry it around in a duffel bag that I found in my closet. I go online and take a look around, and I find the Outlaw Effects NOMAD. This thing seemed like a solution to all of my problems. It was relatively inexpensive. It had a power supply built in to the board itself, and it could run on battery. Has outputs that'll power my Canyon and any digital pedals I might buy in the future, and it comes with its own carrying case. So I bought it. Let's take a look at the actual features that the NOMAD has. The NOMAD has 10 outputs. The first 7 are 9-volt DC, with the first 3 being 600 milliamp draw, the other 4 being a 2000 milliamp draw. There's 2 12-volt DCs with a 1000 milliamp draw, and the last one is a switchable 18 to 24 volt DC with a 500 milliamp draw. The NOMAD has a 12,800 milliamp battery, which takes about 3 hours to charge. It comes with an AC adapter with plug adapters for virtually every country. So if you're gigging, you've got it covered. But the thing that I really like about this, which was a big pain when using my makeshift board, is the case. Now this thing is super sturdy. It has enough clearance to fit any of your pedals. It even has backpack straps. This thing works great. Did run into another problem again though. It doesn't properly run my Canyon. And after talking to support from Outlaw Effects, I discovered something that I had overlooked before purchasing it. The outputs on the power supply aren't isolated. So this was just asking too much of it, even though it's only 150 milliamp draw. If I had less pedals on the board, it might be okay. But with my setup, the Canyon just isn't working. I've been using the NOMAD for about a month now, and I can get around not using the Canyon. I have analog delays that don't require as much of a draw from my power supply. I plan on using the NOMAD for the foreseeable future. My only question is how long this battery will last. We all know with our phones that over time, the batteries just start to die on us. So hopefully with the size of the battery that's in the NOMAD, I won't have to worry about that for years to come. If anyone watching this is interested in Outlaw Effects or the NOMAD, I'll put a link in the description box below. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.